too good. You always know what I'm going to do before I do it.
It's because you signal what you're about to do long before you do it. You need to make your moves more subtle, not full frontal assaults.
What are we talking about here?
Fencing.
Just checking. I'm not big on subtlety. Is that going to be a major drawback?
Well, that depends.
Level with me, Guy. Am I wasting my time here or not?
Well, you've got excellent balance, quick reflexes.
Is that a yes or a no?
It's a maybe.
Well, now I know exactly where I stand.
You only need two things, Joe. Practice and patience.
Well, 1 out of 2 ain't bad. Same time next week?
How about tonight?
Tonight? I don't think so. I need some time to reinflate my ego.
I was talking about dinner.
Oh, ego's bounced back already. Sorry to interrupt.
Well, what is it, Joe? I'm snowed under.
I've got the brief on what's in case you need.
Okay, just stop it there, thanks. What?
Can I ask you something, personal?
Personal?
Yeah, we're friends, aren't we?
Yeah.
Well, I've met someone and I really, really like him.
Look, isn't this something you should be talking to your girlfriends about?
Yeah, the Sarge. I mean, come on. I need a male perspective here.
Okay. Who's the lucky man?
Guy Merrin.
Not the world-class athlete and sports journo extraordinaire.
Yeah.
Well, you may have mentioned him once or twice.
Well, I've never met anyone like him. He's funny, smart. Oh, and he's got an amazing body.
Enough about me. What about him?
I'm serious. I mean, this is big. This could be the real thing,
So you like him? You're crazy about him?
Yeah.
So go for it.
Someone's collapsed out at the Riverview Sports Complex. Ambos haven't been able to revive him.
We'll take it. Daryl?
Oh, so young.
Cause of death?
It was fine. He was on his 5th lap. And he just dropped.
You're Frank Jarvis, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm Callum's coach.
I'm Senior Detective Hasher. This is Constable Parrish. Look, I understand this is extremely difficult for you, but do you have any idea what happened?
There was no warning. Callum was just running along. Everything was fine. A second later, he's dead.
And it was just a normal training session?
Yeah, national titles are coming up. Callum was putting all he had into it, as usual.
Does he have any medical conditions, asthma and...
No. Please, could I have a minute?
Hold on.
G'day.
He seemed fine before the race. He was joking around.
And your name is?
Dan Reed, assistant coach. Mr. Jarvis would never force anyone to train if, they weren't 100%. Isn't that right, Fee?
He always looks after us.
This is Fiona Bartram, Callum's training partner.
Fiona, did you notice anything unusual this morning?
Nothing. I just can't believe it. PJ?
Is there anyone else we can contact for you?
Only his father. He lives in Adelaide. I'll contact him.
Did Callum have any medical problems?
He was fit and healthy.
He wasn't diabetic or...
No.
Was anything different going on in his life lately?
Just the ordinary things. He's a teenager. He wasn't.
He must have been under a lot of pressure to win.
I knew what he was going through. I used to be an athlete a long time ago, but I wasn't brilliant. Not like him.
You must have been very proud of him.
He always pushed himself to the limit. I should have been there for him more. I should have looked after him.
You can't blame yourself for what's happened, Mrs. Stiles.
I want to see him. Can you take me to him?
Sure.
I want to know how this could happen. I want to know how a fit, healthy young man could just... I want to know.
How is Mrs. Stiles?
Not good.
She wants answers.
Not like the one she gets.
If her son was using drugs, someone peddled them to her.
Oh, Joe, I've got that info you're after.
What are we looking at?
Well, assuming that it was a sports drug, it could have been anything. But Callum was a middle distance runner. So you're looking at probably a synthetic hormone, something like EPO.
Hormones that make you run faster.
Well, EPO increases the amount of oxygen the blood can carry to the muscle tissue.
You haven't even got the toxicology report yet.
We might not get the answers even then. It's the autopsy is the one we're after. If Callum was taking something like this, he'll have internal damage.
Excuse me, Frank Jarvis.
Oh, thanks for coming in, Mr. Jarvis.
Mr. Jarvis, Tom Croydon. I've followed your career for many years.
Senior Sergeant.
I'd have preferred to have met under happier circumstances.
Come through, sir.
He was injecting vitamins.
Is that allowed?
All the top athletes do it.
Is it possible he might have been injecting something else?
Like what? You're thinking he was taking performance-enhancing drugs?
I don't know. What do you think?
He wouldn't dare. Look, all my athletes know how I feel about that.
Is it possible he was using drugs without your knowledge?
No.
You ever had any problems with any of your athletes on that count before?
The team doctors run full blood examinations each week and nothing has ever been detected with my people.
All right, but what about drugs they haven't invented tests for you?
Well, how the hell would you test for them then? I'm sorry. It's just that we seem to be losing the war. Every other week, some new cocktail does the rounds.
All right. So you couldn't be sure that Callum wasn't using something?
That kid had the kind of talent you only see once or twice in a lifetime. He didn't need drugs to help him win.
Frank Jarvis must know his athletes inside out. If he says Callum Stiles wasn't using drugs, I'd be inclined to believe him.
Well, it could have been a heart attack.
17-year-olds don't just drop dead from heart attacks. Not very often, anyway.
Let's just wait and see what the coroner has to say, shall we?
Oh, Guy, what are you doing here?
Hoping you've got time for a coffee.
Sorry, they chained me to the desk.
Well, in that case, do you mind if I pump you for some information?
Well, it depends.
I'm covering Callum Stiles' death, and there's a rumour going around that drugs were involved.
Well, where'd you hear a rumour like that?
It's just around. So you've heard it too, then?
Well, it's not something I can talk about, but if you think that...
Okay, can I help you?
It's fine, Pete.
Guy Merrin, RTN News. I'm just hoping to get some background for a story.
Well, if this background has got anything to do with the collapse of Callum Stiles, you'll need to speak to the police media unit.
Right, well, thanks for that.
Yeah.
See you tonight.
That was rude.
He knows the rules. He's on a fishing expedition.
He was just doing his job. He might have helped us do ours.
Your fencing instructor checking up on you, Joe?
And he gives her private lessons, so I'm told.
Yeah, what's it like, fencing?
It's like being in a pirate movie.
Perish, thrust.
Yes. PJ, we should check out where these rumours are coming from.
Yeah, I'm just busy at the minute. Joe?
Surprised you're training today, Mr. Reed, under the circumstances.
National titles are coming up. Don't have any choice.
All right. Well, we'd like to have a word with you and Miss Bartram.
Yeah, sure.
Feet!
What's the hold-up? Can't cool down now, Dan.
We're just hoping you can help us with our inquiries.
About Callum.
There's nothing to tell.
Do you know anything about performance-enhancing drugs?
I don't use drugs.
No smart athlete does. Penalties are too high.
Well, it must be tempting, though, so much pressure on you to win.
Yeah, and we get tested every 5 minutes. It's not worth the risk.
Do you think Callum was a risk-taker?
Callum wasn't using anything. I wish I could help you, but I can't. Sorry, have to keep moving.
We've talked with everyone we could. No one thinks that Callum's the type to mess with drugs.
Well, they're hardly going to volunteer the information, are they?
Maybe Callum's running mates didn't know him as well as they thought they did. I thought I'd broaden the inquiry, talk to a few of his friends. Party animal, last night at Shorty's.
A dedicated athlete in serious training goes to shorties?
So maybe we're talking about the wrong sort of drugs.
Yeah.
Hey, Oh, you have to?
Shorties.
No. Someone I need to talk to first. Hey,
Ah,
Benny!
Mr. Hassan, nice to see you. I'm a very busy man.
Take a
Places to
seat,
be,
Benny.
people to see.
Right, so what do you know about illegal sports drugs, performance-enhancing drugs?
Well, I don't deal in them, if that's what's going to be your next question.
Who does?
I don't know. It's a specialised line. You need contact.
Such as?
Well, trainers, managers, athletes, physios, they bring the stuff back with them when they come from overseas.
Well, you seem to know a lot about it, Benny.
Well, I'm a big track and field fan. What's so funny? I could have been a contender.
Oh, in your dreams, Marlon.
Well, what do you want to know?
Benny, you're wasting my time.
Robert De Castella, winner in Helsinki in 83, gold medals at the Commonwealth Games in 82 and 86, Kathy Freeman, world
All
champion.
right. What do you know about the latest batch of Epis?
Nothing, Mr. Hash.
They cause any health problems?
Like what?
Breathing difficulties, myocardial infarctions.
Excuse you, Mr. Hashem.
Heart attacks.
Nah. Am I going to get a drink out of this?
I forgot my wallet, Benny.
Frank Jarvis, who has trained many of Australia's finest middle distance runners, predicted a stellar career for Callum Stiles. Mr. Jarvis declined to make any comment today. Police would only say their investigations are continuing. That's a sad day for Australian sport, Pete.
It certainly is, Guy. Up next on RTN, Tracy with those all-important weather details. Thank you, mate.
Come up a treat on screen.
Oh, yeah, great. Where do you want to go for dinner?
Do you want to have a drink first?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, my mates drink down at the Imperial, so...
I don't think your detective friend likes me very much.
Oh, PJ, he'll come around. Now, come on, I want to show you off.
Well, I might not measure up.
Well, we're just humble coppers. You're the big TV star.
Well, yes, if you put it like that. I heard you're having a chat with Fiona Bartram today.
Got spies everywhere, don't you?
Oh, it's a big story.
And I can't help you with it.
Oh, come on, not even a little bit.
No.
She scares the bejesus out of all the crooks, don't you?
Sure, Jonesy.
Oh, come on, Joe, don't be so modest.
So, Guy, how many world titles did you compete at?
Only one, years ago.
And you brought back a silver medal. You didn't ever want to go for the big one?
No, quit while I was ahead.
All right, good.
Do you, miss the excitement?
Oh, I missed it for about 10 seconds.
It can't be the same sitting on the sidelines, just watching.
Well, the competition was getting tougher and tougher, and I wasn't getting any younger, so...
He can only beat beginners like me now.
Listen, I'd love to stay and hear all about Joe's deep, dark secrets.
Oh, it shouldn't take more than a minute.
Well, we should go.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, hang on, I should make a call.
Oh. So, what do you think?
Has he got a brother?
I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't chuck him back just yet.
Yeah. Peach?
Yeah, it's nice.
And what's not to like? He's good looking, he's talented, he's funny.
Bloody hell. I think even I'm in love with him.
I couldn't believe that waiter.
I know, but if you're serving food in a restaurant, you shouldn't wear pants that tight.
What a moron.
Well, I guess I should let you get some sleep.
Well, I'm not really tired.
No? I knew it.
You what?
First kiss. How good did it be?
Well, why did it take us so long to get around to it?
We were saying something today about practice and patience and...
Patience. It's an overrated virtue, I always think. We could turn out to be totally, hopelessly incompatible, you know.
I reckon we've well and truly knocked that thing.
So it's true what they say. Genos do have huge egos.
Yeah, well, I've got to admit, I am feeling kind of full of myself right now. I like your workmates. Cool.
It's mutual.
Oh, really?
Mm.
And what about PJ?
Ah, he'll come round.
Yeah, I guess there's bound to be the odd hiccup mixing work and our private lives.
Well, so we make it a rule. We keep the two separate.
Yeah, well, that's going to be a hard thing to pull off in a small town.
Oh, we'll work it out.
We're a good team, you and I.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
Don't start anything you can't finish.
Oh, I'm known for my big finishes.
And I hear you have a medal to prove it. Morning.
Late 2 mornings in a row.
Yeah, sorry, I slept in.
Oh, I'm surprised you got any sleep at all.
All right, everybody take their shot now, then leave me alone for the rest of the day. Deal? Who's first?
Joe, forensic report on the syringe revealed traces of B12, nothing suspect.
Well, it doesn't mean he wasn't taking drugs.
Well, the prelim autopsy report's going to come in later today.
We could have another talk to Frank Jarvis.
What's that going to give us?
Well, he might know something about Callum's nightlife activities. Look, it's not going to hurt, is it?
What's going on here?
I'm just trying to get your side of the story, Frank.
What are you talking about? There are no sides. Look, this is unfounded allegations. Now, you take this any further...
Sounds like everybody wants to talk to Frank Jarvis.
Look, it's got nothing to do with me.
I'll deal with this. What's going on?
You deal with him. I see you around here again, I'm going to take action. Don't think I'm joking.
I've got to get back to the studio.
Yeah, hang about. What's this all about?
It was a private conversation.
No, we'll talk about this down the station. Follow me. Are you just a troublemaker, or do you know something we don't?
You're the police. What would I know? All right. I received a phone call this morning. I was told Callum Stiles had been taking performance-enhancing drugs before he died.
Did they say what the drug was?
EPO.
And you decided to talk to Jarvis about it?
Seemed a logical place to start.
And not to come to us?
I wanted to get my facts straight first.
Name me a source?
You're kidding, right?
We're both trying to get to the bottom of this, so if there's anything you think...
I can't reveal my sources. I'm sorry.
Did this person tell you who was supplying EPO to Callum?
I can't reveal that either.
You're impeding a police investigation.
I don't have to tell you anything. You know that.
We've already got one dead kid. Do you want to see another one?
If I go revealing my sources, they'll be frightened into silence. How many dead kids then?
What about your bosses? Are they prepared to wear the consequences?
Are you threatening me?
You can take it any way you like.
Well, why don't you give the news director a call and ask? You'll find he'll back me all the way.
If you think I'm going to drop this, you can forget it.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
Good one, PJ. You really got him on side.
I've got a job to do. I don't care whether he's on side or not, and neither should you.
Guy! I need you to help me out here.
I thought we agreed to keep this stuff separate.
Callum's mother wants answers about what happened to her son.
Yeah, and if I make a wrong move, that's never going to happen.
I'm the one who's been pushing this investigation. If I don't give PJ a reason to keep going, it could all fizzle out. What happens then?
I don't want you as my enemy, Joe.
I don't want that either. And if you don't want to tell us who your source is, that's fine. But can't you at least point us in the right direction?
We both went to see Frank Jarvis. Right?
Where's his proof?
Phone call from an unknown source.
He's got no reason to lie.
He's a journalist. How do you know this isn't some beat-up for a news story?
You really think I'd fall for that?
No, I don't think
all
that.
right. Let's not get personal here.
I'm sorry, but Guy Merrin is not playing straight with us.
Well, why don't you have a talk to Mr. Jarvis, see what he's got to say for himself?
Prelim autopsy results on Callum Stiles. Cause of death was a cerebrovascular accident.
A stroke?
Yeah. Also, the left ventricular wall of his heart was severely enlarged, as were his kidneys.
All of which indicates...
Well, according to the pathologist, use of a drug, such as EPO.
Colin would be the last one I'd expect to pull a stunt like that.
You had no idea?
None.
Who do you think was supplying the drugs?
Could be anyone.
Somebody has suggested to us that you might have been involved in supplying drugs to Callum Stiles.
You'd have to be joking.
Did you supply drugs to Callum Stiles?
Athletes should win on their merits. Everybody knows I'm against drugs in sport.
So why would somebody make that allegation against you?
You've been talking to Guy Merrin, haven't you?
From what we hear, Callum didn't need drugs to win.
There's a lot of pressure in this game.
And you couldn't protect him?
If I could go back and change it, Constable, I would.
He hasn't had a winner in years, and suddenly he's got athletes running world-class times.
Well, that could be simply due to good training and good luck.
Mr. Jarvis is like a father figure to those athletes. He could persuade them to do anything.
That's what your friend reckons, is it?
It's a valid area of investigation.
The kid could have got the drugs from anywhere, from the internet, other athletes.
Well, there's someone who'd know.
What do you know about Frank Jarvis's athletes?
I follow their progress.
What do you know about Frank?
You reckon he's got something to do with the drugs?
Answer the question, Benny.
I don't know if I'd be looking at him.
Well, who would you be looking at?
It's none of my business, really.
Benny, we're asking nicely.
All right, I'd be asking questions closer to home.
Why?
There was an incident in the mid-70s. It was hushed up at the time, but now you've got to wonder.
Wonder?
Ask his mother.
I took a flu tablet.
And you were disqualified?
My trainer gave it to me. The authorities thought I should have known it contained pseudoephedrine. What's going on here?
Well, this came up in the course of our investigation.
And what? You immediately suspected me of pushing drugs on my own son. I've just lost my boy. And you obviously have no idea what I'm going through.
I'm just trying to find out who's supplying the drugs, that's all.
Don't you think I'd tell you if I knew?
We'll keep you informed of any developments, Mrs. Stiles.
Just find out who killed my son.
I made a wrong call, I'm sorry.
Do we have anything solid to proceed on?
Well, everything points back to Frank Jarvis.
All this on the say-so of unnamed sources.
Well, you were prepared to go on the say-so of Benny Matthews.
Third-rate information from a first-rate idiot. And you put Mrs. Stiles through an experience she could certainly live without.
None of this would have happened if Guy Merrin named his source.
A name would help move the investigation along.
There are other people involved.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to do the right thing by everyone.
What about Mrs. Stiles? She needs to know what happened to her son. The kid's died.
Yeah, look, all right, but you can't tell anyone else, not yet.
What use is that?
That's all I can offer you right now.
You want to see Frank Jarvis get what's coming to him, don't you? Then you need to help us out.
He didn't give me his name.
But you know who it
Well, I
was.
put two and two together, but I can't say for sure.
Tell me who you think it is, and we'll take it from there.
Frank Jarvis isn't pushing drugs on anyone.
You sure about that, Dan?
Absolutely sure.
Now, if you're worried about the well-being of one of your athletes, well, what do you do?
Well, I talked to them about it.
Right, and if that didn't work?
I don't know. I haven't had to deal with that situation.
Well, maybe you need to talk to someone about it.
Why would I do that?
Because maybe you're worried about what happened to Callum Stiles and you wouldn't want the same thing to happen to, say, Fiona.
Fiona can look after herself.
Oh, Callum Stiles didn't do a very good job on that front. What makes you think Fiona's any different?
If I knew anything, I'd tell you.
What's going on?
Can I help you, Mr.
Why are you harassing my staff?
No one's harassing anybody.
You know, trouble with you people, you believe everything you hear.
Just settle down, sir.
Just what exactly are you talking about?
That one's relationship with Guy Merrin. Try telling me that's not what's driving all this.
Right, just calm down.
Guy Merrin is trying to destroy everything I've worked for, everything I've achieved in 40 years.
I can see that you're upset, but that's no reason to make a personal attack on one of my members.
Sort out your own team first, Senior Sergeant, before you stir up problems with mine.
I suggest you leave now.
With pleasure. Come on, Dan, we've got work to do.
I think we should have a word, you and I. I'm concerned that this situation is becoming difficult for you.
Mr. Jarvis has got no right to be carrying on like
He's
that.
upset. He could lose everything.
Well, if he's peddling drugs, he deserves
Nothing's
to
been
lose
proven yet.
Thanks for sticking up for me anyway.
Yes, well, I'd like Jones to work with PJ on this one.
Boss.
Guy Merrin is making serious allegations. Tempers are running hot.
I'm professional. I can deal with this.
I don't doubt your professionalism.
What, but you're worried
I'm
I can't do my job?
just making a suggestion.
This is my case. I don't want to be taken off it.
All right. But if you find yourself in trouble, I want you to come and talk to me.
Will do. So how's your bloke? Yeah, not bad.
I suppose you think I'm an old bastard now, do you?
It's been a rough couple of days.
Come over, sit down over here. There's something I want to tell you.
No one's trying to make trouble for you, Mr. Jarvis.
You need to open your eyes, Constable.
You said you had something to tell me.
Guy Merrin reckons he won a medal at the world titles.
Yes, I've heard he doesn't talk about it much.
I'm not surprised. It's a lie. You check the record books. Guy Merrin never won a medal in his life.
Joe?
What are you doing here?
I just had a call from Dan. You sounded pretty fired up.
We didn't tell him.
I asked you not to involve me.
And we didn't.
What, he just worked it out on his own, did he?
I suppose so. Frank Jarvis just told me you never won a medal.
What?
Is it true? Is it?
I needed the job, so I slipped a small lie onto my CV just to clinch it, you know? And the bloody publicity people got hold of it and blew it way out of proportion. And
Why don't you just tell him the truth
because
then?
they would have fired me on the spot.
That's no excuse.
Yeah, I know, it's a stupid thing to do.
And you've been happy to live with a lie like that, have you?
Come on, it was one mistake.
Is there anything else I need to know?
No.
Sure?
I'm not trying to cover anything up. You know, in fact, it's a bloody relief to finally tell someone. To tell you.
Joe?
Can this wait, Peach?
Afraid not.
Give us a call. We'll talk tonight, all right?
What is it, Peachy?
It's been confirmed that Callum Stiles was using EPO.
What about ecstasy?
Nope, no trace of it.
Why didn't the EPA show up in the test before?
Tests don't always pick it up. Disturbance out at the sports complex. This must be our disturbance.
Fiona, trust me, I know what I'm doing here, but
Right, so,
you just have to accept
what's the problem here?
Nothing we can't sort out for ourselves.
Whose car is this?
It's mine.
And that'd be your car, would it, sir? Looks like you're blocked in.
Yeah, it does, doesn't
If you just listen to me, then
For
none
God's
of...
sake,
Look,
just calm down.
look, don't tell me what to do.
We're just having a disagreement about training schedules. Right, Fee?
Yep.
Fiona, can I have a word to you over here, please? So what's the problem?
Look, it's just a misunderstanding.
We're obviously very upset about something.
I've got nothing to say. Thanks.
I thought you were meant to be living on Happy Street at the moment.
Yeah.
You want to talk about it?
Oh, just something I've got to sort out myself. Thanks anyway.
So, what can I get you?
4 pots, thanks, Chris.
And now here's the man who knows sport from the inside.
Hey, there's Guy.
Tonight, an exclusive report.
Pete, the sports world was shocked yesterday to learn of the death of brilliant young middle distance runner Callum Stiles. RTN can confirm that the preliminary autopsy report on Mr. Stiles indicated
What?
that he'd been taking a banned substance for some time. The substance, EPO, has been implicated in a series of recent drug controversies in international sporting circles. We'll bring you more
How
on
did
this
he
story.
find out about the autopsy reports?
Racing fans.
You don't think it was from me?
No. Look, Joe.
I have my contacts, that's all you need to know.
It looks like I've leaked that information to you.
Look, I want to help you, Joe, but I can't.
It keeps going back to that, doesn't it?
You've got hard calls to make in your job, so do I.
You're getting in the way of a police investigation.
And have you come up with anything yet?
No. No, thanks to you.
Oh, what about Frank Jarvis's house? Have you searched there?
I can't talk about this stuff.
Well, you want me to tell you everything, but you won't disclose anything to me.
We don't need you to tell us how to run this case, okay? Just forget it.
No, this is ridiculous. Just for the record, I got the autopsy results from D. Stiles.
You persuaded her to go public.
No, she contacted me. She's hoping Callum's story might stop others from taking drugs.
Yeah. Hello? Paige. No, I'm in St David's. Yeah, okay. I'll be there soon. Bye. I've got to go to work.
Well, give me a call when you can find the time, all right?
Hello?
Joe,
In here.
Mr. Jarvis hasn't turned up yet.
No, not yet.
What's been taken?
Well, nothing as far as we can tell.
There's $100 in cash and a gold watch still on the bedside table.
What the hell's going on here? Don't you folks need a search
Mr.
warrant?
Jarvis, we got a call.
And you pay for
A
that.
friend of yours dropped over this evening. He knows the front door was open and he called us.
Well, anything been taken?
We'll need you to determine that, sir.
What sort of person breaks into a house and doesn't take anything?
You tell me. You're the cop.
Doesn't strike you as unusual?
Well, there's plenty of lunatics around. Why don't you ask your friend what he's been up to? Look, you seem a nice enough girl. Why are you wasting your time running around with a fella who can't lie straight in bed?
Trust me, Mr. Jarvis. I'm not in the mood.
He's lying to you and to all the people that watch him on TV.
He's explained the situation to me, okay?
Or maybe he could explain it to me. Why that cheat's getting away with throwing mud at me.
How naive are you, Joe? When you're on an investigation with me, you share every detail or you work with someone else. You got it?
Sorry.
And what about Guy Merrin? How can you trust him? He's using you.
D. Stiles gave him the autopsy results, okay?
So he says.
He asked me if we'd searched Frank Jarvis's house too.
When?
Before, when you rang.
And what did you say?
But I couldn't discuss the case.
That's refreshing.
I thought you'd want to know. I talked to one of Mr. Jarvis's neighbours who wasn't available when we did the door knock last night. And a bloke mentioned Guy Merrin's description was seen hanging around the house yesterday afternoon.
Time for some answers from Mr. Merrin. Oh, Ben, can you spare some time? I'd like you to come out with me.
No worries.
You want to tell me what's going on between you two?
Oh, nothing, boss.
Why did you ask Constable Parrish if we'd search Frank Jarvis's house?
I thought it was worth checking out.
Is he somebody who broke into his place?
And you think it was me?
We're just asking you to verify your movements, that's all.
Jarvis left around 5. I went back to the studio to prepare for last night's segment. You can check.
We will.
Great. Is that it?
Unless there's anything else you'd like to add.
There's plenty. But I'm not telling you.
Guy. PJ's just following a line of inquiry.
Yeah, provided by you.
You were seen outside Mr. Jarvis's house last night.
Outside it, yeah.
Yeah, well, you haven't done anything wrong, so what's the problem with answering a few questions?
It's not the questions I've got a problem with, it's the interrogation.
Oh, so you shouldn't have to answer for anything you do.
It's about trust. Or is that irrelevant for you guys when you're hunting down your evildoers?
It's not like that.
You think I'm capable of breaking into someone's house?
No!
I don't believe you.
Where have you been?
Sorry.
You've been gone for over an hour.
Yeah, I'll make the time up.
You okay?
Not really.
Joanna? I checked out Merrin's alibi. It holds.
Hardly surprising.
I had another look at Fiona Bartram's times for the last 6 months.
What's it got to do with me?
You could be right about her.
Well, I thought I'd been booted off the case.
Come on, you weren't booted off the case. I just thought it was better for everyone, that's all. And I would like to turn the heat up on Dan and Fiona. And I'd like you to work with me.
Why?
Well, you started this case, you should finish it.
I told you, I'm against drugs.
We believe you, Dan. That's why you phoned Guy Merrin, right?
Who said I phoned anyone?
Somebody phoned him. Somebody who thought one death was enough.
It wasn't me.
You feel like you've got to be loyal to Fiona and to Frank, right?
I just do my job.
Not easy, is it? Not knowing who to be loyal to.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You sleeping okay? Not lying awake at night, wondering if you could have saved a life?
I had nothing to do with Callum's death.
But you knew what was going on. I mean, that makes you at least partly responsible, doesn't it?
No. Tell
me something, Dan. What's more important? Saving Frank's reputation or saving a life?
Saving Fiona's life. Dan tells us you've been using performance-enhancing drugs.
Yeah, right.
Well, he's really worried you might go the same way as Callum.
No chance of that. I'm clean.
That's only because Frank stopped supplying you, though, isn't it?
No.
How do you think you'll go in the national titles, Fiona?
All right.
Just all right. I mean, you've been recording some amazing times lately.
And leave everyone in the dust?
You can't win all the time.
So you think you'll run a slower race? But don't you think the authorities are going to notice if your times keep changing?
What business is it of yours?
If you've been using drugs, you are going to be found out.
In fact, I was speaking to an official and he's interested to know more about your times.
Why are you doing this to me?
Are there any drugs in the house, Fiona?
No!
So you could have saved yourself the trouble, eh?
I'm not a criminal. I would never have done anything like that if Frank... Don't you understand?
You could end up killing yourself.
And I could end up winning.
I take it this isn't a courtesy call?
We have new information in relation to the death of Callum Stiles.
We'd like you to accompany us to the station.
Got more bull trumped up by your friend?
We have two statements to the effect that you've been supplying your athletes with performance-enhancing drugs.
Who'd you drag up this time? Look, it's their word against mine.
Fiona Bartram and Dan Reid.
Look, I was just helping them out.
Your athletes trusted you and you abused that trust.
They do it without me. At least this way I could monitor it.
What about Callum? He could win without help, couldn't he? Why'd you give him drugs, Mr. Jarvis?
He started to show more interest in his friends, staying out all night.
So you decided to give him a helping hand?
We had an important race coming up. So we decided, let's do it this one time. So I thought if he could taste victory just once, well, he might decide that his career was worth more than all this other nonsense.
What happened?
He liked what the drugs did to him. Told me he was going to leave, get another coach, if I didn't keep up the supply.
You could have helped him.
The one big talent that I had in years. I killed him.
Not like you to bury yourself in paperwork, Parish.
Has to be done.
You did good work today.
Thanks.
Well, can't have been easy for you.
Well, we got the right result in the end.
Your instincts were spot on.
Boss, how do you know when to trust your instincts?
Well, if you've got any doubt in your mind about anything at all, you have to listen to them.
And then act on it?
If the time's right. If you're sure of yourself.
What if the only thing you're sure about is that you're unsure?
Well, maybe that's your answer.
Kind of busy right now, Joe.
I need to talk to you.
I'll give us 5. Sorry.
I wanted to tell you you're right about Frank Jarvis.
Oh, you've charged him?
Yeah.
Well done.
Look, we need to talk, sort this mess out.
Is there anything to talk about?
Yeah, there is.
Really? We don't trust each other?
Well, we can work on that.
When you suspect everything I say or do?
I had reason. I was doing my job.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Or what are you saying, that I should give it up? I'm a copper and I'm proud of what I do. I'm good at it.
You know, you go to work and all day long people lie to you. I know what that's like. It happens to me too. But if we can't trust each other...
It's not just about this case. You lied to get where you are.
And nothing's going to change that, right? I'm sorry, Joe.
Joe.
might like some company. And a drink.
I don't think so, thanks anyway.
And if I leave you alone in here, you're just gonna brood.
You said we couldn't ever trust each other. I don't know, I reckon we just couldn't be with someone who knew the truth about him.
I just reckon you backed the wrong horse, that's all.
Yeah, well, I always back the wrong horse.
Well, do you think all those mushy songs would have been written if love was easy?
PJ.
Pain reminds us that we're alive.
Yeah, good one.
I think there's only one thing we can do in these circumstances.
What's that?
Get your old mate a spoon and tell him all about it. Thanks.